Picture this. You're relaxing in your perfectly clean living room when suddenly trash starts piling up. Coffee cups, plastic forks, takeout containers. Every single item you've ever thrown away suddenly reappears right there in your space. It doesn't stop there. This mountain of waste starts to follow you to dates, job interviews, even your funeral. You can't escape it. It's absurd, yes, but isn't that how it really is? While the trash isn't physically in your living room, it's still out there, somewhere. And every piece of it tells a story of convenience, waste, and an impact that far outlasts its use. Let's start with the numbers. The average American produces 4.9 pounds of trash every single day. Over a lifetime of 80 years, that adds up to 140,000 pounds, about the weight of 50 small cars. Now, imagine all those cars parked in a landfill with your name on it. Where does all this waste come from? It's not just the big things we toss out. Most of it comes from the small, everyday items we barely notice. Coffee cups, plastic utensils, and wrappers. Objects we use for mere moments, but that stick around for generations. Take a plastic straw. You use it for 10 minutes. It might make your iced latte a little more convenient, but after those 10 minutes, it's gone, out of sight, but not out of existence. That straw can take 200 years to decompose. Plastic bags are even worse. They can take up to 500 years to break down. Think about the first plastic bag you ever used as a kid. Chances are it's still out there somewhere, breaking into tiny pieces called microplastics that will linger in the environment for centuries. This is the hidden cost of convenience, a moment's use, and a lifetime's impact. Now, not all waste is created equal. Some single-use items are necessary. Medical supplies like syringes and IV bags save lives, and there aren't yet viable alternatives for these. But then there's the unnecessary stuff, individually wrapped bananas, single-use coffee pods, disposable razors replaced every week. These are the items we have to rethink, because when you step back and look at the mountain of trash we create, the biggest impact lies in cutting out what we don't need. But here's the thing. It's not just about individual choices. Our entire system is built for waste. Everything we buy is packaged, shrink-wrapped, or boxed, and most of it is designed to be tossed out after one use. A handful of companies produce more than 50% of the world's plastic waste. They profit from this throwaway culture with no accountability for what happens to their products after the sale. Real change requires more than just personal action. It means demanding better from corporations and governments, stricter regulations, smarter designs, and materials that don't persist for centuries in the environment. You might think the answer lies in alternatives, reusable straws, compostable plastics, biodegradable bags, and while these sound great, they're not always as eco-friendly as they seem. For example, a single-use paper bag requires more energy and water to produce than a plastic one. Eco-friendly solutions can sometimes create new problems if we don't think critically about their use. The real solution? Using less in the first place. Try to skip the packaging. Repair instead of replace. And borrow instead of buy. The waste problem isn't just personal, it's global. As we mentioned, in the US, the average person generates over 4 pounds of waste daily. Meanwhile, in many developing countries, waste looks very different. People in these countries create far less trash, and most of it is organic or biodegradable. And yet, these same nations often bear the burden of wealthier countries' waste. Plastic trash washes up on their shores or is dumped in bulk. This is a global crisis, and it needs global solutions. But here's the good news. We can break the cycle. Around the world, people are rethinking waste, embracing refill stations, zero-waste shops, and innovations like mushroom-based packaging. The answer lies in shifting from a throwaway culture to a circular one. In a circular economy, products are designed to be reused, repaired, or recycled, minimizing waste and maximizing resources. We can support this change by buying smarter, consuming less, and holding companies accountable for the impact of their products. Small actions add up, and collective pressure can drive real change. So, what if your trash really did follow you everywhere? In a way, it already does. Every wrapper, every cup, every gadget you've ever discarded, still out there, taking up space in the environment or breaking down into microplastics. But there's hope. By rethinking our relationship with waste, we can stop adding to the pile, because the best way to deal with trash isn't to throw it away, it's to create less of it in the first place. If you made it all the way until the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. That would really help this video go a long way. And I'll see you next time. Stay trashy, everyone. Wait, no, don't stay trashy.